Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Daniel's Nitro RC channel. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys had a great day, a great week, and into the weekend. Tonight, I'm going to be continuing on my live stream video of repairing my extended chassis 3.3 Tmaxx to get it ready to go. I got some parts today for it. I got a new black antenna tube for it. I'm going to be installing foam body clips, and check these. I'm really excited that I got these today. Look at these Hurricane rims and tires I'm going to put on it. Real cool. These were a takeoff of a brand new Tmaxx. I found them on eBay pretty cheap. And then also, which I was kind of bummed about, but it's okay. The Dodge Ram body just simply will not work with this because it wasn't fitted for the extended Tmaxx, and it really doesn't fit on the extended Tmaxx. So I want to show you guys something else that I got today. I got a brand new Pro Graphics 3.3 extended chassis body that will fit this truck, and I'm going to be painting this blue metallic all in here, so it'll really show the blue metallic all over. Everywhere that it's clear on this body will be blue metallic, so it'll be really cool, guys. I can't wait to paint it, and I will do videos of me painting that body up as well. So let's just jump right on into this, guys, and let's get this going. So what I'm going to do, first thing, you probably guys can guess what I'm going to do first. I'm going to put my new rims and tires on. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to get my wrench out, and we're going to put these brand new tires on, guys. I'm super excited to get these on. We'll make it look cool. So we're going to just pop these on here. These go to the extended chassis version truck as well. Little did I know, these were actually the stock rims and tires that actually came on this truck when it was new, and I had no idea. I was like, okay, well, it's no big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and order these because, you know, they look cool and everything like that. Well, little did I know that they actually go to this truck new. So that'll be pretty cool to, you know, see this thing all coming together. So that's kind of lovely right there. I'm not sure why that is. And that doesn't have the, okay, that has a different adjuster, so I have to get a special tool for that. But anyway, yeah, really excited to get this thing going. This will be a really good Tmaxx. So I'm just gonna pop these wheels all on here so I can rest it on its wheels. There we go. You can tell when they kind of pop into place, you can hear it. We're just gonna get it. Wheels again. There we go. A lot better with the wheels on it. Oh, also got a receiver or a transmitter for it. So we're gonna bind the servos to it next. Let's see, these go on this way. They're rotational tires, so you have to watch, you know, how they go on and everything like that. But let's see, and you also got to kind of line up the hex hex head on it. Give them a little push and they'll go right on there. There we go. There we go. One more left. Get it back on its wheels. I'm really excited to get that body painted. It'll look real cool. There we go. Now I can take it off the stand and put it on its rims and tires. Looks pretty cool. Heck yeah. All right. Now we got that. I got some new fuel line that I'm going to put on it. So let's just go ahead and bind this receiver to the truck. I'm going to get some batteries. Put some new batteries in this transmitter. Get some power going to it. Pull that out of there. We're gonna bind the new transmitter with it. Just put some Duracell batteries in there. We'll see. There we go. Pop the cover back on. All right, let's get this going here. We'll turn this on and then set. Waiting for it to read the code here. Should bind to it fairly easily. I'm just waiting for it to bind to the receiver. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Hopefully I can find the right code for it. Got both lights flashing. Okay, I think I did it wrong. I'm going to turn it off. Hold the link button down. Okay, and then set. Or at least that's what it said to do on the instructions anyway. Let me see here. How do we get this to work? The receiver and transmitter are bound at the factory. Should you ever need to rebund them, or if you wish to bind an additional receiver to transmitter, all you have to do is press and hold the transmitter set button. Oh, you have to do the transmitter first. Okay. Okay, so you have to press and hold set. And then you have to press and hold that one. And that shouldn't take too long for it to bind, I wouldn't think. Receiver. TQI. Traxxas link. That's weird. I'm not sure why it's not binding. It should bind by now. Maybe it takes a little bit of time. I'm not sure. Let's see here. I might have to do this a different way. Okay, and we're gonna press and kind of hard to do with one hand. I'm not sure why it's not binding. Because it should. I'm not sure why it's not wanting to bind. Might have to ask my buddy Edgar. He might know the trick to that. Anyway, I'm going to put my new antenna thing on. Brand new thing. I'm just not sure why it's not wanting to bind to the receiver. Maybe you have to do it faster. Because I hear the servos working. let me try a different transmitter and see if it'll work with another one, because I have several ones, different ones here. There we go. Got it to work. Okay. Got power to the servos. Just doing a little bit of adjustment here. A little bit of adjustment to the steering here. Make sure I got everything all lined up. Everything seems to work fine. Brake works fine. Brake works really good, actually. Okay, so now we got power to the truck. And then I'm going to put my new antenna through there into the new tube that I got. We'll get this thing a rolling. These can be kind of a pain in the rear at first to put in, but once you get them started in there, it's not so bad. And you want that about as far up as you can get that in there, because that's your antenna for your truck. Okay, so now got all that put together. I can tuck that just like that. Okay, guys, now we're gonna move on to the next step. I'm gonna start pulling the engine out and getting it ready to put the pull starter on it. So I'm gonna do that next. Pull this exhaust off of here. Pull all the fuel lines off. Stuff like that. All right, now we're gonna take my Tmaxx toolkit and I'm gonna try out my new tools here that I got a while back. So we're gonna find the right one to take the engine out. I think it's this one. Let me see. Yeah, that's that one. All right. I'll pop that tool in there. All right, let's get that engine pulled out. Oh yeah, this works real good. Really good for pulling engines. Okay, let me get my little magnetic cup out for my screws. Make sure doing it the right way here. And there's some screws down in here that you have to get to pull the engine out. See, they just make these electric starters so big you can't even hardly get anything in here. So you got to kind of watch when you're taking the engine. But when I put the new pole starter in, none of that will be in the way at all, because that'll be out of my way actually. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to completely remove the engine. There we go. I'm going to pull the air filter assembly off so I can get in here to see what I'm doing. And all these lines are going to get replaced with new ones. So I'm not going to keep the old lines. Is that seriously missing? Oh wow, that's missing an engine screw, guys. There's only 3 screws holding the engine on, but that's okay. I got spare screws, so we'll make it work. I was wondering why it was so loose. That would explain why the gear mesh wasn't completely set right either. So it's kind of good that I'm pulling it now to fix this rather than just leave it the way it was. So we're just going to pull out this engine here. There we go. Just get it completely pulled out of there. Ew, that is dirty. That needs to be cleaned big time. Okay, there's that nasty wire that I pulled out yesterday. Okay, guys, let's see. Now I got the engine pulled out. Okay, so now while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and remove the fuel tank too, so we can get that taken off. Get my proper Allen head wrench here. Get this fuel tank pulled off too, might as well. And then when I do put the new engine in, I'm going to properly set the gear mesh with a piece of paper. Do it the right way the first time. We don't have issues there. It has really old yucky fuel in there that I'm going to try to get out of there, because I don't want to deal with any old nitro fuel at all, because it's nasty in there. Okay, go ahead and pull it all the way off. Okay, there's the tank. Got the tank pulled. See all that yucky fuel? That needs to get out of there. That's nasty. Okay, so there we go. Got the engine pulled out. Now, while I have everything out of here, I'm going to go ahead and clean the chassis where the engine and the fuel tank sat at, because it's nasty right there. I'm just gonna see how it's dirty. I'm gonna clean all that yucky stuff off. Take my toothbrush here and just clean in here. It really needed a good cleaning. Okay. So now we got it cleaned up. There's the chassis. So now I'm going to set this to the side down here. And we're going to work on the engine. Get that new pull starter on and clean it all up. So I'm going to get one of my good old rags here. I like to do this a lot at the times when I'm working on an engine. I'll just put the engine on a stand or little thing. Let's get this nasty old electric starter off of here. Okay, there's screw one. Remember, there's 3 screws that hold this thing on. While I'm at it, I should take my toothbrush and clean some of this yuck off of here. Yeah, that is bad. I might have to get, I'm going to have to get some of the rubbing alcohol out for this, because it is terribly dirty. And that's why I have just a special thing of it for RC use only. So I'm just going to clean this toothbrush off a little bit. We're going to get in here and just clean the engine up a little bit. It is very, very dirty. You know what I just realized, guys? This isn't a 3.3. This is a 2.5. I did not know that. I thought this was a 3.3. But that's okay, though. It's a good little engine. It'll run good. I just now realized that that was a 2.5 just by looking at it. Because it says TRX 2.5. Oh, my bad. See? TRX 2.5. Huh. I really thought that was a 3.3. But the 2.5 is a really good engine too. So now I'm going to, I'm just going to keep cleaning the engine up a little bit. I spilled some alcohol when I accidentally dropped the engine, but that's okay. That's why I got this workstation. The main thing is, and this is very important, you want to try to clean this engine the best that you possibly can, because this is what makes your truck run. You got to take care of the engine on it. So I'm cleaning at least the body right now of the engine, because I want to get all that yuck off of it, or at least a little bit anyway, until I get this part off of here. Okay, now it looks halfway decent. Now we're going to continue on taking this electric starter off. I don't know what it is. I just don't really care for these much. I'm a big fan of the pole starters. Okay. We're just going to pull this off. And there's the one-way bearing inside. And you want to clean this surface too, inside of here. You know what, guys? I found the other engine screw. Is that stripped out? Oh, that's okay. If it is, I have another engine mount that I can put on it. I'm just going to put new screws on it too. So yeah, that one engine screw did work itself loose. Okay, so now I'm going to work this one-way bearing out. They can be a challenge to get out sometimes. So just work with it and it'll come out eventually. There it went. Okay, so that only goes on one way. And you don't want to lose which way it goes on. So now, while I have that off, I'm going to take the WD-40 and clean this bearing, because it's very important to clean it. So get some WD-40 or whatever you got and just clean this. Clean it real good. Very important. And make sure that you get WD-40 in where the bearing goes. So we're just going to install it right back onto the engine. There. Work it around a little bit. Now I'm going to take the WD-40, spray some on my rag a little bit. I'm going to clean around this area. Okay, guys, let's get that new pole starter put on. Okay. So it's just like before. Comes with 4 screws, just like always. Just like that. And this is junk. I'm not going to save that at all. Okay, So let's go ahead and put this on. That just snaps right on there, just like that. Get all the screws started. Yeah, that was news to me. I really thought that this was a 3.3 truck, but actually it's not. This is a 2.5. But it's okay though, because I really do like the truck. And I'm going to make the best of it and fix it the right way. I'm just going to tighten up these screws here. Yeah, the engine has really good compression. Ain't a thing wrong with that engine. Okay, guys. The pull starter is now put on. Now I'm just going to keep on continue cleaning the engine up a little bit. I'm going to pop the throttle linkage off, and I'm just going to clean everything up on it because it's dirty. Clean it all up real good. Clean the linkage. All that good stuff. Clean around the carburetor. Make sure you get every little crevice, or try to. This truck has been sitting for a long time. I know it has. But it's going to be a good one. I really don't think it's been ran all that much by the looks of it. Since I got everything all cleaned up, it looks pretty good. We're going to just keep on cleaning it. A little bit of rubbing alcohol goes a long way. And it really cleans them up good. Just gonna clean everything up really, really good. Okay. Now we're gonna wipe that exhaust header off a little bit. I'm gonna use a little bit of WD-40 on that too, clean that all up real good. Or I mean alcohol, sorry. Everything was pretty dirty on it. Here we go, guys. Check it out. Got it pretty clean. Looks good. Cleaned up. Working that WD-40 in the engine a little bit. Gonna put in it. Just cleaning up all the yuck and dirt and debris off. The cleaner you have it, the cooler the engine will run too. So keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna take a little bit more of this rubbing alcohol, just clean these parts real good. It's actually cleaning up real good. Okay, guys, this engine is now ready to go pretty much. So now I'm going to put the air cleaner back on so I don't get stuff in the engine. Put the throttle linkage back on. That just pops right into place, just like that. There we go. All right, so that's the clean engine. Now we're going to move on to this yucky. Whoa, yeah, that needs new fuel lines. That just literally just popped off on me, just like that, like literally. So we're going to take this toothbrush with this alcohol on it and just polish it up a little bit. Get all that yucky dirt, all the yucky dirt and junk off. we go. We're going to clean the outside of it a little bit. Was very, very dirty, guys. Need a lot of cleaning up. There we go. That is very nasty old fuel in there. Yuck. Pour a little bit of alcohol down in there. That'll loosen everything up. It'll clean it all up real good. Get that old fuel out of there. See, it's already starting to loosen up already. Very nasty stuff in there. Tapping the tank a little bit. Get that yucky stuff out. All right. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to go rinse this out. And I'll be right back, okay, guys? So stay with me. I'll be right back. I'm on my channel still. Man, there was some nasty stuff in that fuel tank. Yeah, I'm cleaning it out right now. I got the engine all clean. You know, that's actually a 2.5 engine, not a 3.3. I just now noticed that a little bit ago. that. So I have this fuel tank all cleaned up and ready to go. Making sure that I get all that old yuck out of there, all that old fuel that was in there, and all that yucky stuff. So that's what I was doing, just making sure I get all this stuff out. The more junk you get out of here, the better. Better it's going to be. Okay. Okay, now I got it all cleaned up. See, it's all clean now. I just gotta let it dry out a little, and that should be fine. Now, as far as the engine goes, I got that all ready to go too. So now I'm going to look through my parts now and get my new engine mount out with the screws. We're just gonna put that on there, and hopefully I think this will fit the 3.3. See once if it does. Yes, it does fit the 3.3. I mean the 2.5. I mean. Checking my screw bin here for some new screws. There you go. Here's one. That might work for one of the engine screws. Yes, it will. Perfect. Okay, so now I got that. I think that's an engine mount screw. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go through my screws here, see if I can find some. Got a couple of them in here. I see. Okay, so that'll work out great. I'll just use those. Okay, I'm done with the rubbing alcohol for now because I'm done. See, look how dirty that was. That was pretty nasty. Real dirty. So now I'm ready to mount my engine back in the truck. So we're going to go and do that. Okay. Here's a big old monster. Got it back up here. Okay, so I'm not sure. I think one of those screws is stripped. That's why it lost one of the screws. Let's see. I can see once if it is. Yep, that's why it was just stripped out. So I will have to put a new engine mount on, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to put. Good thing I had that mount. I'm going to flip this up on its side here. Might be a challenge getting that off. Well, maybe not. Those are really tight, guys. I hope I can get it off of there. So I got those two loosened up. Now I need to get the other two loosened up to where I can put the new mount on, which I almost got. Get that lined up on that screw here. Why that was like that, I don't know. That's kind of to me why that was like that mount, but it's gonna be okay because I'm gonna put a brand new one on there. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna line up, and it's just gonna be dandy. And also, I can clean underneath the mount too, where the engine sat originally. So I'm just going to start fresh with this a little bit. Take off all 4 of these screws, and the mount should just come off just like that. That is what I wanted to see. Okay, so this mount is no good because it has a stripped hole right there on that one. So there was only 3 screws holding the engine on, and I'm going to make it to where it has all 4 so I don't have no problems. So now is the time where you want to clean really good. Just wipe it down. Now that you have easy access to cleaning it inside of here, make sure you do real well because you want the engine to sit really flat on that chassis. Okay, now we got the new engine mount. I'm gonna just lay that on there like that, and then we're gonna put the screws in it. I'm gonna check these screws out. They look pretty good, so I'm just gonna reuse those. I'm just gonna clean the threads off. I see I have a viewer. Hello there. Whoever is watching, I appreciate it. So we're just gonna clean these screws just a little bit, get them ready to install the engine mount. And then also I'm going to be setting the mesh gear or the mesh on the gears. So make sure I'm just getting stuff ready for the new mount. All right, so I'm going to start a screw in here. Or a couple of them anyway. And we're going to mount the engine to it, and then I'll show you guys how to set the gear mesh. Okay. Now the other 2 are going to be the pain in the butt because those are like right up against the rear drive shaft. So I'm going to try to, well, maybe it won't be as bad as I think because that one went right in there. Now we're going to put the last and final screw in for the mount. Actually, that went in pretty nice. Okay, so there's the engine mount. So that is how you put the mount in. It's just 4 screws that hold it in. Now we're going to set the engine back in there, and we're going to do the gear mesh adjustment, all that stuff, all that. We got to take the air filter off once again. So go ahead and put your throttle linkage down in there, and then we're going to just set set it, set the engine in there. That's going to be weird at first, but it'll be fine. Get it where I need it to go. So now we're going to take my trusty tool here that I got. We're going to start 2 screws on the engine. The reason why I'm doing this first is because I want that engine to be set. And I want it to be set correctly. So I'm doing that. So we're going to start 2 screws first and just snug them. Don't have to be super tight, just snug. And we're going to take the other 2 screws and we're going to put those in the other 2. And hopefully the engine will then stay where it's supposed to. Okay, so that will be all 4 screws installed into the mount. Okay, so now we're going to snug everything up and then we're going to set the gear mesh. So you want to tighten down all 4 of your engine screws first on the top side, like I'm doing. And then you do the mount screws last on the bottom. So now the engine's tight. It ain't going to go nowhere. Now we can set that gear mesh. So what I like to do, this is how I set my gear mesh on all of my Tmaxxes and stuff like that. I'll take a piece of paper and I'll show you how I do this, okay? So I'm just going to take a thin piece of paper like this, just a thin piece of paper, that's all you need. And we're going to mushroom it in between the 2 gears. So this is kind of the tricky part because you want to kind of get it in there, get it sandwiched in between the gears. Okay, like that. Now you can move your mount where you need it to go and get it the engine centered up. So you want to kind of, this is going to be the tricky part. So you want to kind of get the engine centered up. Going to kind of push down on the engine, and as you do that, start tightening up your engine mount screws. I usually do it in a crisscross pattern. And you do the next 2 the same way. And then that will set your gear mesh for your gears. And then you won't have no problems with it binding or anything like that. So then you'll have a perfect mesh when I pull that piece of paper out. Now, what you want to do is tighten down them screws real good, because those are going to be a lot of vibration. Make sure you have these tight. So we're going to tighten all 4 of them up. So make sure you have a good bite on all 4 of those screws. just like that. Okay, so now the engine's not going to go anywhere. We set the gear mesh. Now we're going to take the paper out of there. Actually, it's a little too tight. I thought I had it right, but I guess I didn't. I can always fix that later. At least I got the engine to go, you know, put back in. So yeah, so now we're gonna test. Check out. Throttle works good. Brakes still work good. Just making sure all the linkages and stuff still work. All right. So that's that. Yeah, it's just way too tight for the gear. So I need to fix that again. I need to back that off just a little bit. Kind of went crazy with it. But it's just stuff that you learn to do. I'm just going to go ahead and set it now since I have the fuel tank out. It's easier to do when you have the fuel tank out, because then stuff won't be in your way. Then you can adjust it. I thought using a single little piece of paper would work, but sometimes that's not always the case. So you don't want to completely loosen them up all the way, just enough to where you can just scoot it over a little bit. Because it's, there we go, like right in there. That's where you want it. See how the gears are moving free? That's what you want to see. It's not tight like it was. So see, that's what you want. A gear mesh about like that. So go ahead and just tighten up one of them. Tighten them down a little bit. And then we're going to test it again. Make sure it's okay. There we go. Just like that. That's how you set it, because I had it just a little bit too tight. That's okay. That's how you learn. I'm still learning too, guys. So this is... Okay, so now we're going to tighten down the other two screws once again. And then that gear mesh should be set. Excuse me for my big arm in the way. Trying to just tighten these screws down real fast. Okay, so now we got the gear mesh set on the engine. All right, now we're going to put the air filter back on. So just pop that bad boy back on there, like so. And then we're going to put the C-clip, or the clip that holds the air filter on, back on. There we go. All right, the air filter's back on. Gear mesh is set. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put the fuel tank back on. So you guys can see me do that. I'm going to take my brand new fuel line here, and I'm going to see just how much I need to make it work here. I'm going to try a good, accurate amount of fuel line here that I need. I always use the blue Tmaxx fuel line because it's the best stuff there is. So now I'm going to roughly set the tank where it goes, and I'm going to get an estimate of what I need for the line, and it'll be about right in there where I need to cut it. So now we're going to take my Lex and body scissors, and we're going to cut that line off. They work real good for cutting fuel lines too, these body scissors. Okay, so now we're going to mount the tank back to the truck, and it comes with one of these, or the old fuel line came with one of these heat shields, and I'm going to make sure that I put that one on there because that's real close to the exhaust, and I don't want it to get too hot. So now what we're going to do is put the fuel tank back on. I'm going to line up the holes here. There's 4 screws total that hold it on. Whoops, there goes the wheelie bar. So there's 2 of them. Did that just come in? Does that just come out of there? Oh yeah, it's adjustable. That's cool. Real cool wheelie bar. So now I got 2 screws started. I'm going to go ahead and connect the fuel line to the carburetor. So that way it's not in the way of anything and it's all connected up. There we go. Just like that. Make sure you get your heat shield where it needs to go, especially around where the exhaust is. Make sure you put that on there the right way. Okay. So now we're gonna just flip the truck on its side again, and I'm gonna put the other 2 screws that hold the tank in. And then the last screw, put that one in there. Like so. And you get them tightened up a little bit. Now you don't have to go crazy with this because it's just plastic. The tank is. All right. So now we got the fuel tank put back on. And now the exhaust is going to be a different challenge because I have to make a, well, first of all, I'm going to just dry fit it where it needs to go. And then we're going to get the other hose ready for the exhaust. So we're just going to pop on the hose on the fuel tank. And I just like to follow the other line because I'm going to zip tie it to the other one. And then we're going to cut off where I need it to end. See, there's that, there they are right there. Cut off right where I'm going to end it at. So I get kind of a good length of line here. This is going to be pretty cool. Okay. Okay, so that takes care of that part. Okay, so now I'm going to use my new zip ties that I got tonight, and I'm going to zip tie the thing on the antenna snout to the truck. So I like to keep those out of the way, especially these. So we're just going to take one zip tie. This is what I like to do a lot of the times. I'll just put a zip tie around here to hold the antenna wire down. You don't have to have it super tight, just enough to hold it on there. And then just cut the end of the zip tie off just like that. And that's what I like to do. Keeps them out of the way. And then you don't have to worry about it in the long run. So there's that. Oh, I dropped my toothbrush on the floor. Okay, so now I just got to figure out how to fix this exhaust so it stays on there. And then I was going to show you guys my new body because I'm going to fit this body on here. Pretty neat body. I'm just dry fitting it on. So I need to raise the back of it up to make it work. Or lower the front, one of the two. Yeah, it'll need to be, actually, that fits pretty good the way it is right now. It looks pretty cool on there. Can't wait to get it painted. That'll look really cool. And then I got, oh, that's what I was going to show you too. I got my steel body clips. I'm going to get those ready to go and bend them like I always do. So I'm going to get 4 of those out. I like those. Those are nice ones. So I'm just going to bend them up like I always do with my pliers here. That way I can get everything ready and dry fitted, and then I won't have no problems later. So I'm going to take 2 of these clips. Well, actually, all of them are going to get bent up. I like to do this with every single nitro I have because it just makes the body easier to get off. So that one will get bent upward. And there's a certain way I like to do it too. Not just any old way. Because I want them to go on there a certain way. It just makes the aid of removing the body easier. See how they're easier to take off now? Just make sure that you get them all bent, accordingly and whatever, Actually, I need to bend that side up. There we go. So that will be the dry fit for the body. Looks really good. It's going to need just a little bit of trimming on the exhaust, maybe, I think, possibly. No, maybe not, because that all lines up perfectly now. All right. That looks good, guys. There's the truck so far. Really cool looking. Really like how it looks. Just wait till I get it painted. It'll look really cool. So I'm just going to let you guys take a look at it here for just a little bit here so you guys can see it. Looks really cool with the body on. See, now I have it all prepped and ready. Now all I got to do is paint it, and then it'll be ready to go. Real cool looking body. I really like the Pro graphics bodies. Really neat looking. So I'm just gonna put my wrenches and stuff back, and that will probably all I'll do to it tonight as far as the work, because I got the engine and the fuel tank and everything put back in. I'm gonna make me a fuel door puller so I can get fuel into it easier. But other than that, it looks real cool. The blue metallic is really gonna set the body off real nicely. So I'm just putting away the tools that I used here, so I don't get anything mixed up. There we go. Okay, there's that. W40 back where it belongs. Goes right down there. All right. Looks awesome. Put this stuff back. And yes, it did come with the decal sheet. And if you guys are wondering, there it is. Right there. It comes with decals right there. And I'm going to put those on after I get it painted. But anyway, that is all I have for today, guys. I thank you guys so much for watching. And this truck turned out really cool. It's almost the same size as the Revo almost. So I'm really happy with it. It's got that nice wide body on it. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. I appreciate all my new subscribers that I've got. I hope you all have a great night. Thanks for watching my channel.